Joining me today from oil and gas explorer WHL Energy is Managing Director David Rowbottam. David, welcome back to FNN.
Thank you, Lelda, and again, it's a pleasure to speak to yourself and your subscribers.
Now, WHL Energy had given an undertaking to provide an update by the end of May relating to VIC P67 seismic interpretations. Today, you've lodged an announcement titled Further Upside Identified as Seismic Evaluation Continues. Could you elaborate?
Thank you, Lelda. The company really tried hard to get the interpretation completed and reported to market by the end of May, which of course was last week. The arrival of the interim seismic volume had been delayed by a week or two, so that just cost us a day at completing this volume. But I would draw people's attention to the detailed announcement we've made today on the market and also the graphics in the contents and the details regarding the seismic evaluation that we have announced. What we're saying off this seismic volume is that we're now confident or have got increased confidence around some of the earlier targets that had been identified, but there are also additional targets and structures that have been identified, and the risks associated with them have now been reduced. What this is leading us to believe is that the prospective resource for the P67 Labella project is now somewhere close to 610 BCF against the 500 BCF we were looking at when we had the initial seismic volume. So there has been a marked increase, and as part of that marked increase on that table that's shown within the announcement on the second page, it shows you how the de-risking process is working its way through the various prospects. And as a consequence, it now paints a far stronger question for an economic development, levering off one of the three infrastructure facilities that exist already within the region, one of which, of course, our joint venture partner AWE has an interest in, but there are other opportunities within the immediate area from the P67 as well. I would just point out in the detailed announcement that was put out today that it was signed off by our competent person, and I think that it actually addresses some of the issues that the more technically focused shareholders had asked in terms of questions around specific blocks. One of the issues we've noted as the certainty and the quality of the seismic has increased is that some of the original accumulations now are being named as 2 or 3 accumulations, and although they're co-adjoining, they are in themselves somewhat discrete. This doesn't really increase the complexity in terms of a production model. It just means that it allows us to further and better identify these accumulations as far as our reserve and resource numbers as they become published. We are still on track to have the final seismic delivered in the last week of July. The importance for that to us, of course, is that then triggers the waiting time before AWE and TAP need to exercise their options as both operator and joint venture participant respectively. So I hope that's of value and information for your subscribers and our shareholders that would be listening today.
It is indeed. Thank you, David, and thank you for the update on WHL Energy.
Thank you.